What is up, guys? Jay here from MJ Tech today with another drone unboxing, setup, and review. This is the Potensic ATOM SE, and yes, I already took it out of the box and tested out the components that come with this drone, including the transmitter, the camera, the motors, the stability. And well, you are watching this video because in my book it is worth it. It costs about $249. You can get it with the Amazon Prime service today. And well, if you live here in the USA, you get it in about 2 days, so that's not too bad. This one has a weight of 249 grams, which is legal in many countries, including here in the USA. You don't need a license for something that is less than 250 grams. Also comes with a 31-minute lasting battery, and that's actually quite accurate. We do get a 720p FPV transmission thanks to that new technology called PIX Sync 2.0. It has 4K recording at 30 frames per second, electronic image stabilization. It has opti sensors on the bottom, optical flow sensors, and we do get what they call a surge fly technology, level 5 wind resistant. So this thing can actually, fly even if it's very windy outside. It could be, I don't know, anywhere between 20-25 miles per hour in wind, and this thing will fight it like nothing happened, guys. So let's go ahead and take a look at what comes inside. We get a box, and then inside of the box we get a storage, which is super convenient. You know that, well, with most DJI drones, this is something that doesn't happen, as well as getting 2 batteries unless you get the Fly More combo, which costs about $3.99, I believe. So this one already comes with everything you need, guys. On here we get things like the drone itself right here. Very lightweight. It almost feels like a toy. On the front right there we can see that 12 megapixel sensor camera that I was talking about before with the little brushless motors. We get also the transmitter, in which looks like this, okay, and you get the little what you call these little sticks. They are towards the bottom side of the remote, and they go on like this, okay. Once again, very easy. What I will do, guys, is just keep all these things that can't fly away. Kind of windy here in this park today, so let's just keep these things inside. Of course, you get the dedicated manuals for it as well, in which I will recommend to read them, so that way you know how to calibrate it, even though I will show you in this video, but it is always great to read them just to be on the safe side. Then you get 2 batteries. These are 2500 milliamp batteries, 18 watt hours, 8.4 volts. So yes, you get 2 of them, which is super duper convenient. Let's see what else we get inside. We get a little bag strap, and here inside of this compartment we get things like the cables for charging. We get the cable for the transmission on your phone between the transmitter and your smartphone. In my case, I'm using the iPhone. You get a screwdriver with some screws for the props. I believe you get extra props, and yes, they are right here, guys. So then you get the wires like USB-C to USB-C for certain phones, as well as the regular micro USB cable as well. And that's what we get inside of the box. Let's go ahead and set this thing up and check out the footage that is able to give us, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and set up the Potensic ATOM SE. First, we have to remove this little Velcro strap, and to unfold it, you start from the top and then you do the bottom. And getting a look at it here physically, on the front side is where we have that Sony 12 megapixel sensor, able to record in 4K up to 30 frames per second. It does 1080p 60 frames per second. It is a darn good quality camera, but this drone, the software built in my opinion, has some glitches. There is a little bit of jitter that you guys will see later, but it doesn't happen all the time. It's only when you're doing certain movements, in which I think that it can definitely be fixed with some software. On the side we have nothing here but just some vents for cooling purposes. On the back is where we have the SD card slot along with the LED light. The SD card has to be a high-speed SD card like this SanDisk Extreme Plus V30, 128 gigabytes. So that way you have sufficient storage for the 4K 30 frames per second. And so of course this is where you insert the battery, and it tells you here to activate the battery you have to charge them first, otherwise it will not work correctly. On here we have the little brushless motors with the props as well. And on the bottom, we get the power key. Now to start it, you had to press it twice, like so, like this, and then you press them again, and that's how you get it started. To turn it off, the same story, just the opposite way. Okay, so then we have here the transmitter. For the transmitter, you have your 2 sticks as normal. You get the power key with the LED light indicator as well. You have a return to home and what they call the pause button as well. Then towards the top, you have the dedicated recording button with the photo button, and then the wheel here for the tilt of the camera. And that's pretty much it, guys. We do have these sticks that were located on the bottom side. They are removable. As a matter of fact, when you store this thing, you had to put them back on there so that it doesn't damage the controller itself. You get a USB Type-C port towards the bottom for charging. You can also use it for software updates if it is required via PC. And now all we have to do is open the app. Okay, when you get to iOS or Android, in my case, I'm obviously using an iPhone, you have to download the Potensic Pro application, and it looks like this, guys. It is very, very similar to the DJI stuff, as we know. So it says firmware detected. Let's just download it for now, and probably when we turn on the drone, it will update it. So updates are very frequent with this drone. I'm assuming that could be to fix the issue that I mentioned earlier with the camera stabilization. Probably gonna talk about it later, guys. To connect, all you have to do is plug in this USB cable at the bottom side of the transmitter. The antennas are real. I can see wires going to them. So this thing has a super long range, and it stretches to the sides, as you guys can observe right here. So now all we have to do is plug it in. Okay, so when it comes here to the app, all we have to do is just turn on, first of all, the transmitter. Okay, and once you get that done, now we go into the drone and turn on the drone itself. Now we wait until they bond. This could take a few minutes. Your phone will most likely ask you if you authorize this as a safe computer. Of course, you want to do that. So there we go. Now the app has read here the transmitter, and now it read the drone itself. So yes, we want to trust it. Then you enter your passcode. Let's do that right now. And from here, guys, now we do the enter device, and check this out. So we will update the drone, okay, in order to use it safely. At first it said that it had a aircraft update, but now, as you guys can witness right here, we have a camera update as well. So once again, let's wait until this is completed. We might have to use that secondary battery. I didn't come ready for this. I thought this thing was up and running, but apparently we had to wait a little longer. All right, for the compass calibration, now that we have everything set up on here, by the way, we have 8 satellites of GPS. That's quite good. It says capable of taking off. And so for the compass, you click on the upper 3 dots, and then you go here into the little compass icon. It says start calibration. We do exactly that, so start calibration. And it seems like we had to move it counterclockwise here for the calibration. So first we do it horizontally, and then we do it vertically with the camera pointing towards the sky based on the pictures that I'm seeing here on the screen itself. And that's it, guys. That's simple. Let me place it down again. I forgot to bring my little landing pad, but that's okay. I think we can do it. And so now we are all set. Let's go ahead and start recording 4K 30 frames per second. There we go. And boom. That thing is flying, guys. So we just got an update for it, and now we have to see how good it's going to be as per the camera. So there we go. Let's go ahead and take off a little bit. So according to the specs, this thing has a pretty good FPV range. Let's test that here a little bit. Let's just get a little further away. There we go. We're going straight ahead, guys. And so right now you guys can see here on the screen we have a distance of about 100 meters, and it keeps on going. With other drones with about this same size, guys, I have struggled before with the FPV. And even though this is not going to be a range test, this is only for just demo purposes, guys. Right here we can see how we are at about 400 meters already, and the FPV is super strong. No complaints. So right here, guys, I think I just noticed a little bit of a jitter effect. I'm not sure if you guys can notice that, but we are going against the sun right now. It is here, it is almost sunset in Florida, so the camera's not going to give you the best recording that I can get from it. I have done other recordings, let's say like in the middle of the day. That's your best bet, guys, in terms of, you know, just getting the best quality possible. But here we are around this area, and the drone should be coming back anytime soon. There we go. I should be able to see it right now. There it is. There it is, guys. Let's go ahead and real quick here just try the orbit mode. Let's see if I can point it towards me. And so for the orbit mode, we can actually decrease here a little bit. There we go. So we go to this little icon on the left side of the unit, and then we go into circle flight right there, guys. Now, as you can tell, it's not the most accurate circling. As you can tell, it is circling here on the tree itself. Okay, so there we go. You can see me right there, guys. And it is not a perfect circling. You had to play with it until you can get it working better. And also, I don't know if it's me, but I feel like it's losing a lot of the electronic image stabilization as well. So for this type of feature, if you're looking for something that gives you that orbit or circle flight, whatever they call it, whatever you guys want to call it, basically each manufacturer has its own name. Well, yeah, you will struggle, guys. Let's go ahead and cancel this. So confirm. Let's go ahead and do another one. Let's bring it down a little bit, and let's see how good it's able to do the follow me. There we go. Let's tilt the camera towards me. There we go. Now we will do here the follow me. Okay, under following guide mode, the drone will follow position. Okay, there we go. And let's see if it does it, guys. Let's just start walking around. And it seems like it's just following the transmitter. It's not really like an object type of follow. You can see how I got out of the picture. So I have to tell you right now, guys, that this is a great drone for beginners, you know, to start playing around. But don't take this drone seriously. I mean, this is not a professional drone at all. It is just to get into the hobby and just start playing around. I wish it got as cheap as, I don't know, maybe $199, $180. To me, that would be how much this thing is worth based on what it's capable of doing. So yeah, like I said, the follow me feature, as you can tell, guys, is not by object. It's basically by the positioning of your transmitter, okay? And it is basically unusable, okay? So let's go ahead and exit this one out. Let's see which one I will test here. Let's see, head mode, unlock mode. Waypoint, let's try the waypoint. Okay. Yeah, it seems like I'm having issues, guys. There we go. Okay, waypoint 1. You got waypoint 2, waypoint 3. You actually had to tap on that little icon towards the right side in order to get the waypoints correctly, guys. All right, so I think I got it. Maybe, you know what, maybe I should delete this one and then start another one. So let's do the waypoints away from the trees, just to be on the safe side. There we go. Okay, now let's click on go. All right, there we go, guys. Now this is the waypoints. Okay, it's going to the first waypoint, which is right about there. Yep, it's doing it well. There we go. That's waypoint 2. Now it's heading to waypoint 3. Let's go ahead and change here the camera angle. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but it's doing all the points correctly. So that seems to work. That's good news. But as you can tell, it is not the most fluent, guys. I mean, the way it stops, I can see it from here. It is just not the best. Okay, so at least we did most of the features on here. We have about 18 minutes. Okay, so there we go, waypoint number 8. All right, and it stops automatically, guys. So let's go back here into the map and let's just reposition the camera. So if you're just using this, let's say for just joy fly, like I like to call it, then it is perfect, guys. Like I said, it is just for you to get familiarized with a drone. That's perfect. So right here, we are going at its maximum speed. Okay, it has that new tech that I mentioned earlier, in which it allows it to go a little bit faster. So right here, guys, you can see that it is in fact going quite fast, and I lost track of it, but that's easy. We can simply get back to, there we go. Now it's pointing towards us and it's coming straight to us, guys. There we go. And now let's bring it down. Okay. So yeah, I mean, you already put in like 8 minutes into the flight. Let's just go ahead and get it a little bit lowered. And let me show you what the quality looks when you have it lowered. Right here. Check this out. That's us, that's me, my buddy. All right, running low on battery. 12%, okay. Drone is returning to its original position. Low power. So let's see how it does this actually. Yeah, we took off from around that area over there. Let's go ahead and walk and let's see where it landed. And I gotta say, guys, it landed just about right. Okay, let's stop the recording. Okay. Let's turn this off. And boom. And it is not warm. Keep in mind that these batteries were not fully charged when I started. We'll use now the secondary battery. But yes, it was not fully charged. It was about 53%, and so I got about 8 minutes. In total, with this drone, you can get up to 27 minutes if it's fully charged, as it is supposed to be. I had to do a lot of calibration, software updates. That took a toll on it. But hey guys, I gotta say, I think that if it gets a little cheaper, in the sense that, well, right now it is about $250. It's a good little drone to start with, but as you can tell, it is not really optimized to work the way we want to, or the way that we are used to. Well guys, there we have it for the Potensic ATOM SE. Very cool little drone for beginners. Now, do I recommend this for advanced users? No, I cannot recommend it. I can only recommend it if you have never flown a drone. Even if you're looking to upgrade, let's say you have one of those cheap, I don't know, Walmart $100 drones, and you're looking to upgrade, I would just suggest to go with something a little bit bigger. Try something like a DJI brand, because this is for solid beginners. If you guys want something that can record in 4K, well, this is a decent camera. You know, it's a 12 megapixel Sony camera. It has the cool features that I mentioned before. It has an optical flow sensor at the bottom. It has that technology called Surge Fly, which actually works quite well, but you can't disable it either. So sometimes, let's say you're flying around and you need the drone to go a little bit steady, a little bit slower, then you can't turn it off, at least from the settings that I was able to find on here. You can't change it, guys. Now, as per the range and the transmitter, I love the transmitter. I like this design. It's very, very easy to your hand, and the sticks, they're not you know, too separated from the edge of the remote, so it makes it really easy to grab onto it. As you guys can observe right here, super simple, very comfortable. The app does work quite well. I didn't have any complaints about the app, and for the most part the drone is quite stable. So my main complaint here will be that stabilization. If you're trying, like me, to get the maximum footage for professional or semi-professional use, something that you can use for, let's say, I don't know, family, let's say you want to record a event, a party, something important, then this is not going to cut it for me, guys, especially with the circular fly or the orbit mode, as I call it. You saw how crappy that was, and well, overall I don't think, like I said, it's a finished product. Let me know what you guys think down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. Click on the bell icon so that you don't miss future videos like this, guys, and I will see you on my next one.